Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. It's so good to be here before you guys this morning. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there this morning listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is season 6 of The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Happy Sunday. Hello. Well, I'm here like I never left, right? So, it's season 6. I've already stated that, but I just want to tell you again. I'm so happy to celebrate this moment, right? It's my 6th season. Okay. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right on in. First, give an honor to God who's the head of my life. Thank you to my support system, and thank you to my fans who are always listening to me, liking, sharing, commenting. Thank you guys so much. It means the world to me that you guys are supporting me and still rocking with me for 6 seasons strong. Thank you. I can never thank you guys enough for all that you guys are doing as it relates to me. Thank you. Thank you and thank you. So what I like to do is I like to go ahead and share my story as to how I got started. And it's all started back in November of 2020, where my father and I used to have these morning meetings as a way to complete our projects, but to also create new things. So in that moment, one morning, we created something new, and that was the Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. It all started with my dad's suggestion that I take my thought-provoking ideas and get on a platform that will allow me to be able to create an audience, right? So I took that suggestion and I ran with it. And after I ran with it, he also threw in another suggestion of only coming on with the months that have 30 days. So that is November, that is April, that is June, that is September. So with those months having 30 days, that means that I will have 30 episodes. And with those 30 episodes, that equaled one season. So my dad came up with the name, he came up with the idea for it. Excuse me, I just had to sit down and actually, what would I say first? What would I do first? I had to sit down and actually come up with that. And that was like, wow, this is what you're going to talk about. This is what you're going to do. And this is how you're going to do it. And I would, draft and, get all my stuff out and actually do this. So then, after I did that, things just took off. Things just took off. you know, drastically. And I'm just forever grateful that they did take off the way that they did, because I started off on Facebook Live. From Facebook Live, I went to Anchor. Then after Anchor, I went on to try to do Instagram, but I'm like, I wasn't really sure how Instagram went or whatever the case. So then I went to YouTube, uploading the videos that I downloaded from Facebook to add to YouTube. And then from YouTube, now I have StreamYard. And I just been trying to just keep up with, being able to post on all social media platforms and things like that. And it's kind of tough, but it's easier just to be able to actually post out a YouTube link or whatever. So I'm like still trying to get my systems down, but I thank you guys for just tuning in and just kind of doing what you guys do, because you guys are awesome. So thank you. So I want to move into the next part of the show, and that is when we do our mental check-in, and that's rated on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being the worst day of your life and 10 being the best day of your life. And today I am rating today how I'm feeling a 10, because I feel very reserved, but I'm also grateful for all the men that are surrounding me and my son. Um, Definitely just have to take some time out to actually just reflect on my father, and as I always speak highly of him every day, knowing that this show would not be possible without him giving me that suggestion and me running with it, right? I appreciate that man. I appreciate his work ethic, because my father is a very hardworking individual. William Morris, shout out to you. He's very creative. He's very funny. He's amazing. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to always be my dad. Despite our differences, he's always going to still be my father, because if it wasn't for him and my mother getting together, there will be no me. So I definitely pay tribute to my dad. God, always God, the Father, Jesus, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You know, my dad, my grandfather. Shout out to him because that man was always at work. Now he in his seat. Shout out to my godfather. Man, he is truly amazing. He is truly amazing. And shout out to y'all. Just all the men that's there in a children life. Shout out. Because none of this is possible without you all. None of this is possible without you all. At all. So moving forward, I want to share my 6 goals that I have for in honor of season 6. So of course you guys already know what they are. I know you're like, girl, you're not about to tell us this no more. But I am. So my first goal is to expand my listener base. I'm currently have 716 active listeners. We're going to get that goal to 1,000 or more. Second goal is to expand to various countries. I'm currently being heard in 12 countries. I definitely need to go ahead and lock down 183 more countries. Third goal is growing my presence on YouTube. If you're not already following or subscribing, please go ahead and follow me. My name is Marisha LaShay at 1020. Fourth goal, subscription starting with Apple Podcasts, right? Definitely want to do that. 5, establish a podcast for younger listeners. And 6, adding digital products and merchandise. So with digital products, that could be an ebook, workbooks, courses, webinars, workshops, all kinds of things. And merchandise. I definitely want to be able to be a walking billboard for my brand and everything that has been going on. So, with this being season 6, this podcast is going to focus on 26 trending topics in life in an alphabetical order. Today is day 18 of the breakfast show, and we have 12 more days to go. So, the next letter up is R. The question of the day is, what topics start with the letter R? And today we're going to be talking about renewable energy, which is the transition. So with renewable energy, we want to focus on the transition into renewable energy sources, which is critical for addressing climate change. Okay. So of course, I have an article. I've been having articles on all the things that I pretty much do not know and what I have researched. What is renewable energy and why is it beneficial? We're going to go ahead and uncover that shortly. So in a world that is constantly seeking new ways to become more sustainable as an effort to mitigate, climate change, a term that is often thrown around to is renewable energy. What is renewable energy? How does renewable energy to benefit the planet and help the fight against climate change to ultimately reduce rising global temperatures? Well, renewable energy is energy that is derived from a natural source instead of a source that causes further environmental damage. The biggest difference between renewable energy and non renewable energy is that renewable energy can be constantly replenished, is easily replaceable, and can be sourced easily in comparison to non renewable energy. For instance, solar panels rely on energy from the sun, and wind panels source their energy from the wind. The sun and the wind are consistent and abundant resources that aren't going anywhere and conspicuously don't pollute their environment as they are part of nature. Non renewable energy resources do not possess this same plentiful trait. Non renewable energy resources like fossil fuels, coal, coal, oil, and gas require centuries to form and therefore aren't as abundant in nature as renewable energy is. Also, non renewable energy sources are detrimental to the environment, as burning fossil fuels emits harmful greenhouse gases and carbon dioxide emissions into the atmosphere, which only worsens the current state of climate change. Therefore, renewable energy helps to mitigate excess carbon and greenhouse gas emissions and has the potential to dramatically reduce rising global temperatures and ultimately the negative effects of climate change. How does renewable energy work? Okay, so Renewable energy works by deriving energy from abundant sources of nature like the sun, the wind, and the ocean. Renewable energy sources are delineated as renewable since they do not run out the way that fossil fuels, oils, and gases do. Renewable energy is then used to power electricity, space heating, cooling systems, and even transportation. The renewable energy is called clean energy or reusable energy. What are some common sources of renewable energy? As renewable energy is copious in more ways than one, there are a plethora of opportunities to use renewable energy sources. Solar energy. Solar energy is the most plentiful and common renewable energy resource as the sun is always there and the sun's energy can be extracted when it's cloudy outside. In fact, the sun provides the earth with energy at a rate of 10,000 times the rate of human energy consumption. Hmm. Solar energy is retrieved through solar panels that can convert sunlight into electrical energy. Technology powered by solar energy can help produce heat, cool air, electricity, and provide natural light. With solar energy, while solar energy isn't equally abundant in every region of the world, it's still possible for every country to at least use a mix of solar energy and traditional non renewable energy resources. Plus, solar panels aren't as expensive as they used to be anymore. Once installed, solar panels can last up to 30 years. Therefore, solar energy isn't only more adorable in the long run, but rather better for the environment. Wind energy. Wind energy is another renewable energy resource that utilizes the kinetic energy of air through the use of wind turbines, methodically placed where wind is most prevalent and easily captured. While wind energy has been used for years, it's only recently that technologies have evolved to accommodate the electrical power necessary for newer equipment. Wind energy might even hold more potential than solar energy does, as wind is abundant in nearly every region of the globe. So when we talk about energy, geothermal energy, which makes use of the thermal energy from the Earth's core. The heat used for this type of renewable energy is extracted from reserve, oh, tongue twister, reserves. So geothermal energy has been sourced through reservoirs for over 100 years. Reservoirs are often source permeable heart by nature are called hydrothermal reservoir reservoirs. Um, they are hot enough, but they don't produce as much heat as thermal hydrothermal reservoirs can, and are still able to produce geothermal energy with the help of geothermal systems. Hydropower, another renewable energy source, is hydropower. Hydropower seeks to use the energy from the water in movement depending on its elevation, and like geothermal energy, can be found in reservoirs. However, it's important to note that unlike wind and solar energy, hydropower can deplete water as a natural resource that can otherwise be used as drink water, maintain irrigation systems, or maintain droughts. In other words, hydropower isn't as abundant as wind or solar energy. And last but not least, we have ocean energy. Ocean energy is retrieved from technologies that determine the thermal energy of seawater, waves, and currents. And this energy can be used to create electricity or heat. Ocean energy is sometimes referred to as marine energy, with the methods and systems to obtain usable renewable energy from the ocean energy systems are still being finalized. Ocean energy has a big potential to be one of the most used reusable energy resources in the world, as nearly 3/4 of the world is made up of ocean water. Since ocean water is so accessible and abundant, it could mean ocean energy could take off in the future and become a beloved renewable energy source. And our last example is going to be bioenergy. A final example of renewable energy is bioenergy. Bioenergy is made from various organic substances, otherwise known as biomass, like wood and charcoal, which are often used for heat and power production, or agricultural crops that are used in conjunction with liquid biofuels. Biomass is predominantly used in rural regions for simple daily activities like cooking, space heating, and providing light. Biomass is generally scarce in developing countries. Despite the innovative nature of biomass and bioenergy, is important to note that in order to extract energy from biomass, the biomass has to be burnt, and burning the biomass emits greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which aren't good for the environment. However, burning biomass doesn't emit as many greenhouse gases as burning non renewable energy sources like fossil fuels, coal, or oil do. Ultimately, this constitutes bioenergy as a happy medium between the rest of the renewable energy sources listed above and non renewable energy. In other words, bioenergy isn't the best type of renewable energy, but it's still better than the burning fossils and emitting higher amounts of greenhouse gases and further polluting the planet. So, you guys, I hope that you guys learned them. I want to recap real quick the types of renewable energy. You have bioenergy, you have ocean energy, hydro power, geothermal energy, and wind energy and solar energy. Okay. So, with that being said, that is the close of the show. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for being patient with me because some of them words tried to trip a sister up. So, with that being said, I will talk to you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Enjoy your Father's Day, and thank you guys for listening to another episode of The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. Thanks.